I believe all of you can see the screen that I have. I mean the online one. Can you see what I have shared here? Online. Just in the thumbs up, you can see my presentation. Okay. Thank you. Ilshani and Krishana, Surya, Shani, Dini, can all of you see? Right. Okay. Good. Good. Great. Please pay attention to today's presentation. Now, everybody, today we will be doing about collaborative mindset and team working. Now, students, there was a question from this presentation for the last, that means not the last paper, the previous paper. There was a question from this. Actually, this is a lesson that I can really set questions on. Because we talk about some of the very common techniques that we can collaborate with, and also the techniques that we can work as a team in our business context or rather in our working environment, right? So here, first and foremost, by the end of this session, you should be able to identify what collaboration is and the importance of collaboration in building organizational and social harmony. Now, why do I always show this to you? Because your the questions for your examination will be based on these objectives that I am showing you, so that you don't have to worry, okay, in which areas will we be tested and all that. Refer to the objectives, the questions will be set on the objectives. And then develop a collaborative mindset. How to develop collaborative mindset? That is important, right? And identify personal and interpersonal skills needed to work as a team. Improve team communication by developing the trust and commitment. And also demonstrate ability in understanding team members' diversity and share knowledge. Now, first and foremost, students, before going to the first one, why is collaboration and team working important? Why is it important? Because now when you are working as a team at an organization, right? You can't work as individuals, but as a team. All of you together should work to achieve one goal together, one organizational goal together, right? You can't have your personal agendas. You can't have whatever the personal things that you want to happen when it comes to working for an organization. Working for an organization means always working as a team. Now, if you are working now, if many of you, I believe most of you are doing at least interns. So when you work with others, you may have come across that there are so many mismatches between you and them. But despite those mismatches, you have to make sure that you collaborate with them, work as a team in order to achieve the organizational goals, right? So that is what we are talking here, how important collaboration and teamwork is. First and foremost, let's have a look at collaboration. What do you mean by collaboration? Collaboration is the process of individuals or groups working together to achieve a common goal or purpose. Now, you will think, now, what is teamwork and collaboration? Aren't they the same? No, they are not the same actually. Teamwork comes under collaboration. Do you understand? As a result of collaboration, teamwork happens. That is the difference, right? So here, it involves sharing knowledge, resources, skills and ideas to solve problems, complete tasks, and create something new. That is what we mean by collaboration. As a result of collaborations, these are what we can achieve. Okay, so sharing knowledge. Of course, when you collaborate, it helps you to share your knowledge. At the same time, you gain knowledge from others. And then resources, skills and ideas to solve problems, problem solving skills, you improve it, right? Complete tasks or create something new. Collaboration is based on cooperation, communication, and mutual respect, where team members contribute their unique strengths and perspectives. Now, remember, if you do not have cooperation, communication, if you do not communicate properly, and if you do not have mutual respect, which is very important. Suppose one of your team members are suggesting some solutions to you. You just reject them from the very first word. Where is the mutual respect? Do you think that your team member will contribute to whatever the goals that you are achieving thereafter? No. Why? Because they have lost mutual respect, right? So, cooperation, communication, and mutual respect. Gauravaya කියන එක අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම maintain කරන්න ඕනේ when it comes to collaboration, right? Where team members contribute their unique strengths and perspectives. They put their energy and at the same time they put their energy. What else do they share? They share their perspectives, their viewpoints, right? What they think. To produce outcomes that they couldn't have achieved individually. Now, the most important thing is that students, when it comes to working together, සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හිතෙන්න පුළුවන් නෑ මේක තනියම කරන එක තමයි ලේසිම වැඩේ කියලා. No, it's not that. When you work together, believe me, you can achieve unachievable goals, right? When you have so many members with you working together who communicate, cooperate, and spread mutual respect, you know, you can achieve things that are unachievable. Unlike you work as an individual. When you are working as a team, you have that strength, right? In the workplace, collaboration typically occurs through teamwork, right? In the workplace, how can you collaborate? Through teamwork. That's why I told you teamwork comes under collaboration, right? Teamwork. Groups of people working together on a project or on a task. Idea sharing. As a result of collaboration, what else takes place? Idea sharing. Exchanging knowledge and creative ideas to solve challenges or innovate. Cooperation. Coordinating efforts and supporting each other to accomplish shared objectives. What do you mean by shared objectives? The shared goals. All of you have the same goal to achieve. None of you have individual goals to achieve. All of you have the same goal to achieve. And last one, problem solving, working together to find solutions to complex or difficult issues, right? It could be complex issues, it could be very difficult issues that you need to achieve. However it is, you gain the ability to solve problems. Okay, so these are some of the ways how collaboration takes place. And then, why is collaboration important? Now, you may wonder why this is important. Why should we engage in collaboration? Well, collaboration is essential in many areas of life, especially in workplaces, educational settings, and creative fields. It enables people to pool their talents. Pool their talents means now when you are working together, that group is consistent of many talents, right? You may think, oh, this person is useless. No, don't think in that way. There is an area that which that person can contribute to, right? So you have to remember to use them, the talents that they have, use the talents that they have. Don't expect the talents that they don't have, right? So here, it enables people to pool their talents, put all their talents together, pooling, often leading to better decision making, enhance innovation and stronger relationships among those involved. So, of course, it's going to be a very productive outcome at the end when you work as a team, when you collaborate, right? So here, collaboration can happen both formally and also informally. How does collaboration happen formally? It happens through scheduled meetings, team projects, or structured workflows. And at the same time, informally, how does it take place? Through spontaneous conversations and brainstorming sessions. That means recalling what has happened previously. Right. Importance of collaboration in building organizational and social harmony. Now, collaboration is not something is related to individualism or being individual or in isolation. Collaboration cannot happen. Collaboration always happens among teams, among a team. So here we'll see how collaboration is important when it comes to building organizational and social harmony. Harmony. How does it contribute to an organization? How does collaboration contribute to organizational and social harmony? First and foremost, it enhances innovation and creativity. When people get together, when they discuss about something, they learn new things. Innovative ideas come into discussion. And also, it improves, enhances means improves creativity, right? Because you share your ideas among your colleagues, you share your ideas among your teams, then it enhances innovation and creativity because it's a pool of thoughts, right? Pool of ideas together. When diverse people with varied skills means different skills, right? Perspectives and experiences collaborate, they can generate creative solutions to problems. Collaborative environments encourage the free exchange of ideas. So when you collaborate, what does it allow you to happen? It allows you to exchange ideas very freely. Now, sometimes when you go to the internet, sometimes those resources are not readily available to you, right? You may want to purchase them, but when you collaborate, what happens is that you get those ideas freely, creative, innovative ideas freely, right? And then, which can lead to more innovative and effective solutions. This is especially important in today's rapidly changing business world, where adaptability and innovation are key to survival and growth. So adaptability, innovation and creativity always leads to adaptability, your ability to adapt to a situation, right? Being flexible at a situation. So here, one point is enhances innovation and creativity. Second one, promotes knowledge sharing and learning. When you share your ideas with your colleagues, right, it encourages knowledge sharing. You share your knowledge at the same time. While you share your ideas with your friends, they do share ideas with you. So it allows to promote knowledge sharing and learning. So collaboration allows employees to learn from each other and share knowledge. You learn from one another, you share knowledge with one another. Whether it's through mentoring, training, or informal discussions, people gain new skills, improve existing ones, and become more effective in their roles. They learn a lot from their colleagues when it comes to collaboration. It helps individuals stay updated with the latest trends and best practices within the organization or industry, right? You get to know now when you collaborate internally with your internal staff, you learn about your organization. Suppose you go to a new organization, you join a new company. So when you collaborate with others, with your colleagues, You learn the way how your organization operates. Without collaboration, you will not be able to gain that knowledge, right? So that's what I have mentioned here. Promotes knowledge sharing and learning. You learn, and at the same time, you share your knowledge with them as a result of collaboration. Fosters a positive work culture, right? So here, when employees work together harmoniously, it leads to a supportive and inclusive workplace culture. Collaboration promotes respect, trust, and understanding as people get to know their colleagues better and learn to value different perspectives. Now, another part of collaboration is that students, it fosters a positive work culture. There are some people who cannot work as a team, right? They do not sometimes like to work as a team, or sometimes they can't work as a team. They are not ready to share their thoughts. They don't like the ideas of others, right? There can be such people. But when you collaborate with these colleagues, your internal staff as well as the external staff, it fosters a positive work culture. You share your thoughts, you share your ideas, you get to know one another, right? It will create a positive work culture. You get to collaboration promotes respect. You start tolerating your colleagues. You tolerate them, right? That will create a positive work culture. You will respect their ideas. Sometimes the ideas can go wrong, but still you respect their ideas. That's what matters. And understanding as people get to know their colleagues better. When you get to know your colleagues better, it will create a positive work culture. අපි අලුතෙන් යනවට වැඩිය මාස 4ක් 5ක් ගියාට පස්සේ අපි කඩියව දැනගෙන ආශ්‍රය කරාම you know it creates a positive work culture. උදේට බලාගෙන යන්නේ නැති වුණා ටික කාලයක් ගියාම උදේට good morning හරි කියනවා. So it creates a positive work culture. Getting to know one another, right, fosters a positive work culture. A collaborative work environment encourages openness, boosting morale. So when there is a positive work culture, what happens is that it improves your morale to go to work, right? Nobody likes to go to an environment that does not mentally support them, right? Everybody likes to go to an environment which is positive and to an environment which they like to work in. So, as a result of collaboration, it will foster a positive work culture. That's why it's very important for you to collaborate, get to know, and to work as a team with your colleagues wherever you go at any organization. Next one is reduces conflicts and promotes conflict resolution. The conflicts that you have with one another will be reduced as a result of collaboration. Why? Because when you get to know them, right, it will reduce the conflicts that you have with them. Here, in a collaborative environment, conflicts are less likely to become personal or escalated. Escalated ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙන තැන ඉඳන් තව ඉස්සරහට යන්නේ නැහැ when there is collaboration. Now suppose you have your own friends right here and Sam. Now sometimes your friends might say something to you and you will get hurt. But you know that hurting will stop from there. Why? Because that's your friend, right? You can tell anything to your friend and you share your personal things and they are your everyday friends. But suppose if something, someone whom you are not very much close to say something and you get hurt, it's there. So that is why collaboration is important. When you know the people very closely, you don't tend to have conflicts with them. Isn't it true? When you know the people very closely, you don't tend to have much of conflicts. In a collaborative environment, conflicts are less likely to become personal or escalated because there is a shared sense of purpose and mutual respect. You respect them. And also you have some shared moments with them. And also, when disagreements occur, they are more likely to be addressed constructively. Disagreements you don't take them personally, you take them as feedback to you. Right? Don't take them personally, but take them as feedback to you. We focus on finding solutions rather than assigning blame. Without blaming one another, what you do is you try to improve yourself. This contributes to a more harmonious and respectful workplace. So it will once again reduce conflicts and promote conflict resolution. As a result, it will foster a positive work culture. Right? So that is why collaboration is important. Next, strengthen social harmony. Now, what are we talking about? We are talking about importance of collaboration in building organizational and social harmony. How does this affect organizations and how does this affect harmony among your colleagues or in the workplace? Next one, strengthen social harmony. Collaboration fosters a sense of unity and belonging within the organization. When people collaborate effectively, it builds social bonds and a sense of collective achievement. Now, when you are working as a group, when you work collaboratively, students, all of you have the same responsibility. Suppose one person is different from all of you. What happens is that nobody will like them, nobody will tolerate what he or she does, and there can be many conflicts. But when everybody is working together as one team, right, it will strengthen the social harmony, the harmony that you have among yourselves. So that's what I have mentioned here. It builds social bonds and a sense of collective achievement. When you achieve something, you have achieved it together, right? This promotes a positive social climate, not only in terms of workplace relationships, but also in terms of how employees engage with the broader community, both professionally and socially. So when the colleagues are happy, they not only cater to the internal stuff, they cater to the external stuff. That mentality, that positive mentality will affect everybody. Social harmony, maintaining social harmony. Last one, improves productivity and efficiency. When you are happy at your workplace, right, you work more. Your work is efficient, right? Your productivity increases. Suppose you don't like to go where you work because of the people that you deal with. Will you like that environment? I don't think so. Right? You may have had such experiences. Right? You may have had it. So complaining, grudges, and not collaborating at all, always complaining. So much stress. Will you like to work in such an environment? No. None of us will like to. But then again, when you are happy, when there is social harmony among yourselves when it comes to collaboration, it will improve productivity and efficiency. Not only you, even the organization will benefit from your social harmony. Right? It's not only you. You may think, okay, it's only me who is happy. No. Because you are happy, it will improve your productivity and efficiency, and it will lead, or it will help the organization as well to improve. So here I have given the explanation. Working together allows teams to divide tasks based on expertise. Now, the other thing that you have to remember is that when you are assigning tasks to your colleagues, you have to see in which areas that they are good at. Suppose there is a newcomer who is not very good at Excel. What you do is you give some heavy tasks on Excel. Will they be able to perform the task? No. Why? Because they are not experts in that area. You have to find in which area they are good at and assign tasks related to what they are good at. Connect up. Don't go to blame them. Look what they can do. Help to improve them. Right? Don't label them as people, okay, they can't do this, they can't do that. Not that. Train them. It will take some time to train them, mold them. While taking time, just assign tasks that they are good at performing. Right? Don't go behind the skills that they are not very good at. Right? That is really bad. That is kind of, ragging them. Embarrassing them, right? Humiliating them, which is not acceptable at all. And here, collaborating on complex projects ensures that individuals are not overwhelmed. And resources are used optimally. Optimally means maximally. This can lead to faster decision making, reduce duplication of effort, and more streamlined workflows. What do you mean by duplication of effort? Now you give some work to a person. He or she is unable to complete that. Then another person has to do that. Same work. One work done by two people. Duplication of work. That is not really necessary if you give the task to the relevant person who is able of doing that from the very first time. So what did we discuss here? We discussed about strengthening social harmony as a result of collaboration and at the same time improves productivity and efficiency. How productivity and efficiency are improved. Do you understand? Now here, teamwork. Okay, before coming to teamwork, let's look at this subheading and what did we discuss. Importance of collaboration in building organizational and social harmony. How will collaboration help in building organizational as well as social harmony? That means how will it help to maintain good terms with your colleagues? Enhances innovation and creativity. Collaboration will enhance innovation and creativity. It will also promote knowledge sharing and learning. Why? Because you are in good terms with others. You always like to work as a team with them. It will help to share your knowledge. Next one. Foster the positive work culture. Right? The work culture is very pleasant to work. Next one. Reduces conflicts and promotes conflict resolution. Then we talked about strengthens social harmony and improves productivity and efficiency. These are the areas that we actually there can be some more, right? You may think of some more, but these are some of the basic ways how collaboration will help you to have a positive working culture in order to maintain social harmony within the organization. Do you understand? Now, if I ask you this question, will you be able to come up with at least 3 examples and explain it? Right? And the other thing is, remember, now when I was marking these papers and all that, what I noticed is, some of the students, they don't even look at the tunes that I have prepared. The thing is that when you write answers, there should be relevance to the lesson that I have taught you. lesson relevance answer. When there is no relevance, how can I give marks to you? Right? අර නිකන් කනා ෂොට් මම මේ ළඟදී එක මේකක් බැලු පේපර් එකක් බැලුවාම එයා ප්‍රශ්න තුනක් තියෙනවා. ඒ ප්‍රශ්න තුන එකම topic එකකින් අහන්න. For an example, if you take collaboration and teamwork, the first question 3 marks about that. Second question 7 marks about the same topic, and third question 15 marks from the same topic. What he has done, he or she, I don't know. What he has done is same answers for the first question, same answers for the second question, same answers for the third. Very clever. එකම උත්තරේ පළවෙනි එකේ තියෙනවා, දෙවෙනි එකේ තියෙනවා, තුන්වෙනි එකේ තියෙනවා. චුට්ටේ පොඩ්ඩ වෙනස් කරලා ලියන්න. උත්තරේ. ඉතින් බලන්න. So you do like that, right? I also got confused. What did I teach them? Come on, this person has written all that. You have to make sure that you answer to the correct point, right? That you take examples from the lessons that I have taught you, not whatever that you feel like writing. Do you understand? And the other thing is now, we have to start our assignments at least by week after. I don't know whether I'll be able to come, but maybe even the week after we have to at least start our assignments. We have only 10 sessions, so I have to complete. How are we going to do that? So your first assignment will be a speaking test, right? The second one, I'm planning of giving you, previously I did a CV writing assignment, but then again I felt it's good if I give you a group assignment where you will do a presentation. I will give you a topic and then you will have to analyze that particular scenario and do the presentation. Third one is of course going to be a Moodle assignment. So all those three should be done within 10 sessions. Today is the third session. How are we going to plan that? Because I need to update that in your LMS. The other thing is you have to come on those days and complete the assignments. Right? If you don't, then you will be penalized. Class? Class 3 weeks. Class 3 weeks. You can't do that. What had the first assignment again? What can you done? Lessons. I'm going to give you some subtopics. You have to get ready with speeches. First 5 lessons. Now still we are doing the third lesson now. Once maybe we'll do the first 4 lessons, right? We'll do the first 4 lessons, and then out of those 4 lessons, I'm going to give you some subtopics. You come here, select a topic, and then you have to speak about the topic that you get. Oh, subtopics. ඔබලා දෙනවනේ කිව්වට මම දන්නවනේ. දෙනවනේ කිව්වට කොච්චර දුන්නත් එදාට ඇවිල්ලා ෆෝන් එක බලාගෙන තමයි නෝට් එක කියවන්නේ. ලකුණු නම් දෙන්නේ නැහැ මුත්තේ හොඳේ. ලකුණු නම් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. නෝට් එක බලාගෙන කියවන්න මම මොන්ටිසෝරි ළමයෙක්ට උනත් පුළුවන්. නෝට් එකක් දුන්නා. එහෙම බෑ. ඒක කරන්න මම වෙන මොකටවත් නෙමෙයි. Then you know at least to write one answer at the exam. Exam එකේ lessons පහක් ගත්තාම එකකට හරි උත්තරයක් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන් අරකට පාඩම් කරා. That's why I'm giving you that. So when are we going to have the first assignment? My students who are joining online, you will also have to. Are you going to come here? Or are you going to stay there and do? It must be very expensive. Huh? How are you going to do, my students? Have you done any assignments yet? No. How are you going to do? Presentation, of course, you can. The ones who are joining online can do. Can share the screen and do. Even speaking, you can just switch on your mic and then you have to do the presentation. Right? That's what I can do. Huh? switch on their camera? I will catch that. Yo, those are simple. Your friends, what they are saying, okay, when you see them, catch them. Okay. Right. So how are we going to do? Just tell me the dates because I'm going to update the dates. Then you know on these days I have to come to the class. Yeah. No, Moodle assignment is going to be the last one. Because once I do the Moodle assignment, then I have some time to do the other revisions and all that. Presentation will do maybe like on the 7th, 8th. 6, 8, 10. हाँ, 6, 8, 10. हाँ, इधर 6 सुना हम माता विलेसी lessons पहाड़ देने को. That is good. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Then I'm going to put the dates, update your LMS because you know. Then you know, okay, you have to be ready for the assignments on the respective dates, right? No other talks. Please refer to those schedules. Anyway, I have uploaded the course outline. If you refer to that, yes, the lessons and all that. Apart from those lessons, students, I am doing report writing and proposal writing as well with you. Right? I think I had added that. You have to do proposal writing and report writing as well. And then writing business portfolios, interpretation of graphs and charts. Those are the 4 areas that I will be covering for business writing. Okay. And you will be given assignments based on them as well. Right? Okay. And CV writing. Good afternoon. We have a lot to do. Right. Now we'll come to teamwork. What do you mean by teamwork? Why teamwork is important, students? Teamwork is important because it enhances efficiency, fosters creativity, and creates a sense of community within organizations or groups. Enhances efficiency. You work very efficiently when you work as a team. When you work as a team, it enhances your efficiency. It will help you to work effectively. Fosters creativity. You improve your creativity skills, right? Creative skills you improve and creates a sense of community within the organization or group. You feel that this is my team. You feel that, okay, this is the group that I have to work with. I have to help them when they are in trouble. Likewise, you have the sense of community when you are working as a team. Right? Working as a team allows individuals to leverage each other's strengths. When you work as a team, that's why I told you, you have to make sure you help others to improve their strengths. Not to humiliate what they can't do. Humiliate as a team, you should do. You have to help them to improve their strengths. You have to help them to improve what they can do. Right? Leverage each other's strengths, manage weaknesses. Now, some people, for an example, suppose there's one team member. He or she gets late every day for everything. Right? So, what you have, that is of course a weakness, right? When you have planned a meeting, they get late. When you start doing something, they get late. So, what you have to do is you have to minimize those weaknesses. You have to inform them and try to manage their weaknesses, not to humiliate or highlight their weaknesses. If you are working as a team, remember, there will be more weaknesses than the strengths. in the team. So don't highlight the weaknesses, but highlight the strengths while managing the weaknesses, right? And achieve goals more effectively than they put on their own. When you are working on your own, you might not be able to sometimes work very effectively. But when you work as a team, you may be a very active participant in the team, right? So that is why teamwork is important. Personal skills and interpersonal skills. What are these? What are these? Personal skills. Personal skills are internal qualities and abilities that relate to how you manage yourself and approach tasks and challenges. Now, when you look at the term itself, students, you can understand what you mean by personal skills. Personal skills mean the skills that you have to yourself, right? Personal skills are internal qualities that you have within yourself, right? Sometimes you could be a person who never gets late. Punctuality. That is something that you maintain as a person. Internal skill. You could be a very good public speaker, but not any of your team members are good public speakers. Then that is a personal skill, right? Internal qualities and abilities that relate to how you manage yourself and approach tasks and challenges. At another case, you could be a person who is a very good creative thinker. Your team members are not that much creative, but you are very good at creative thinking. They help you perform well as an individual, and they are foundational for effective collaboration with teams. Remember, personal skills are very important when it comes to working as a team, right? What do you mean by interpersonal skills? I will come back to this one once I explain this to you. Interpersonal skills, what is that? Now, personal skills are the skills that are within you that you handle by yourself. But interpersonal skills are abilities that enable you to interact and communicate effectively with others. When you are interacting with others, these interpersonal skills matter. But when you do something by yourself, no need of interpersonal skills. You can manage it with your personal skills, right? But when you are working as a team, remember, these interpersonal skills are very important. You should have them. Those are the qualities that will allow you to work as a good team member, to work as a good collaborator among the team that you work with, right? They help you navigate social interactions, resolve conflicts, and work harmoniously with people in a variety of contexts. Now, සමහර වෙලාවට දැකලාදී සමහර අය ඉන්නවා ටීම් එකක් විදිහට වැඩ කරන්න ගත්ත වෙලාවෙ ඉඳන් එක්ක රණ්ඩුවක් එක්ක මොකක් හරි වලියක් දාගන්න, right? So they don't have these interpersonal skills, right? They are not willing to work as a team. They have these lapses in their qualities. So they lack such interpersonal skills which won't allow them to work as a team. There are people like that. So what you have to do is understand such people, try to manage their weaknesses, right? If you are a person like that, suppose you are a person who gets very angry when you are working with a team. You don't like to tolerate others, you don't like to listen to them, you don't like to, respect them. Remember, learn that it's a mistake of yours. One mistake what you have to do is you have to improve that to a better skill, right? You know about yourself than anyone else. So if you are a person like that, try to control those emotions. Try to control those interpersonal skills that are harmful for others. try to be better. That is what you should do. Do you understand? Right? Now, okay. Personal skills and interpersonal skills. Is it clear to you? What do you mean by personal skills? Yeah? What do you mean by personal skills? Personal skills. Nidhi. Bhagya. Which are personal skills? Right? එකලා කරනවා දෙතුන් දෙනෙක් පිටි. යහිංස කාමයා විතරයි නැගිටින්නේ. Personal skills and interpersonal skills. Is it alright? Is it clear to you what personal skills and interpersonal skills are? So what helps you to work as a team? Which skills help you to work as a team? Interpersonal skills. When you are handling yourself, you have to be concerned about your personal skills. Right? When you work as an individual, personal skills matter, and when you work as a team, interpersonal skills matter. Right? Okay. Now, personal skills needed to work as a team. Remember, students, it's not only the interpersonal skills that will help to work as a team. There are personal skills that you should improve within yourself when it comes to working as a team. Right? First one, self-management. මෙන්න මේවා හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. ක්ලාස් එකේ ලෙසන් එකක් විදියට ඉගෙන ගන්නට කමක් නැහැ. මේ ඉගෙන ගන්න ඒවා you have to apply to your life. That's why we are teaching this under skills development. Right? මෙච්චර උගන්නලා if you do not have self-management, adaptability, accountability in your life, then there's no point of taking this subject. Right? Under self-management, what should you have? Managing yourself. First one, time management. Very important, I know, right? I got late today. Time management. Managing, very ironically, I got late today when I'm teaching time management. Right. First thing is, when it comes to time management, students, here we are talking about the business context, our working environment. Ability to prioritize tasks. You may be employees who have tight deadlines, lot of stress, and a huge workload on your shoulders. You may be an employee like that. But remember, you should know which tasks should be prioritized and which tasks should be addressed next. If you mix up all that, what happens is that you get stressed, right? So time management means ability to prioritize tasks. First, look at the nearest deadlines and complete and finish them first, and then go to the other deadlines. Meet deadlines. Remember to meet the deadlines. If you ignore the deadlines, what will happen? Work will pile up. That's it. Right? You will have to do it. Anyway, you will have to do it. Always remember to meet the deadlines. If you think by the end of this week, I'm going to finish this, just do it. Right? Because the only thing that will happen is that everything will get piled up, collected, and it's going to be a mess for you. Manage workloads effectively. There are ways that you can manage your workload, right? First think, these are the ones that I should finish first, and then I will address the next. By the end of this week, I am somehow or other finishing this task. Please focus on your deadlines, right? Don't keep on waiting forever on your deadlines. Next one, self-discipline. This is very important. You can't manage your time if you don't have your self-discipline. The class එකේදී phone එකටම බලන්න හිත යනවා. ඒක self-discipline නෙවෙයි. You have to be very disciplined. Focus on what I'm teaching. Phone එකම නම් බලන්න හිතෙන්නේ, Facebook වල බලන්න හිතෙන්නේ, හිත හදාගන්න self-discipline. Stay focused and maintain motivation. Do you understand? My dear, are you writing? What are you writing? Tablet or something? Yes, just in his own world when I was talking about self. Right? So, focus. Stay focused and maintaining motivation. Motivation එක කියන ළමයි හැමතිස්සෙම fluctuating, rising, falling. Most of the time, motivation is down in many of us. What you have to do is you have to be very motivated. You have to keep pushing yourself to do the tasks. Do you understand? If you do not motivate you, who else is going to motivate you? Nobody. Right? Nobody will bother to motivate you. You yourself have to motivate and work for the betterment of your life. But now here, when you are working as a team, motivation is very important. Suppose all your team members are working for something and you are just lagging behind. Where are we kind of deadlines for පිටිපස්සේ, submissions වලින් පිටිපස්සේ, කිසිම දෙයක් හරියට කරන්නේ නැහැ, පරක්කු වෙනවා, no motivation at all. Imagine that you are doing that to your whole team. The whole team is in trouble. Do you understand? Take this example for doing when you are doing presentations. There could be one person who destroys the motivation of all the team members in the team. Don't be that, right? Be the motivator of the team, especially when working independently or during challenging situations. During challenging situations, and also when you are working alone, you can lose your motivation because there is nobody to motivate you or give you deadlines or anything. Make sure that you maintain that self-discipline. Always remember that you have goals to achieve. Next one, accountability. When you are working as a team, what do you mean by accountability, students? Taking responsibility for your actions, tasks, and contributions to the team. Now, even today when I was doing these presentations, they said that they will do the conclusion, introduction, presentation, local parts again, other than presentation. Imagine the situation the whole team is going through. Introduction, presentation. How so, do you understand? Accountability. You have to be accountable for whatever you are doing. If you are given a responsibility, if you are taking the responsibility, if you have accepted the responsibility, please be accountable for it. Right? Don't just be so careless and forget about everything and do whatever you want when you are working as a team. Because all the other members fall into trouble if you are not an accountable person. Even the team members do not like to give you any responsibilities. Right? So, taking responsibility for your actions. If you do something wrong, you should be a person who should accept that you have done something wrong. Right? Not to put the blame on others. Tasks and contributions to the team. So, what did we discuss on the self-management, time management, self-discipline, and accountability? You should be that one. Okay. All right. Adaptability and flexibility. What is that? Then balance mama position adaptability, flexibility. Right? That is it. When you become teachers, you will also become that. Right? Be open to new ideas. When you are working as a team students, you can't neglect the ideas of other people. You can't simply do that. Sometimes in your team, you may have a person that you don't like. But they are very good at giving advices, giving good ideas. Just because you don't like them, are you going to neglect what they come up with? No. As a leader, as a member of a team, being open to new ideas. Always welcome the new ideas. Don't be a person who says no from the very first word of other people. Changes in direction. Sometimes when you are working as a team, you may want to change the direction that you go. Plan කරපු විදිහටම හැමදේම කරගෙන යන්න බැරි නේ team එකේ member කෙනෙක් වැඩි වුණාම absent වුණාම sometimes they may fall ill, right? Those things can happen. You should be flexible to change the direction. එයා නෑ අද team එකේ අපි presentation කරන්නේ යන්න දාගත්තු ගමන යන්නේ නෑ මුකුත් නෑ. No. Not that. Change the direction. Adjusting to different team members, working styles or project requirements. Some team members, there can be some team members who need some time to get something done. There could be some team members who are very good at time management and they do their work according to the deadlines given to them. You should be able to handle both parties. Right? You should be able to handle both, not only the one who works hard. Always take the other member also with you. Working styles or project requirements. Willingness to embrace new tools, processes, or methods when necessary. Suppose when you are working as a team, you need to implement new tools, equipments, necessary methods. Be flexible to accept them. Be flexible to welcome those new initiatives. Don't be a person who is stagnating in the past and continuing to do the same thing over and over again. Always welcome new ideas. Always welcome innovations. Do you understand? Next. Problem solving and critical thinking. I'm not going to explain this much to you because I think you can understand what you mean by problem solving and critical thinking. The ability to analyze challenges, think critically, and contribute ideas for solutions. You should be a person who always comes up with a solution rather than a problem. Because everybody can see problems, everybody can see issues. But not everybody can come up with solutions. Be a person in the team who comes up with a solution for the problems, not a person who always finds faults, right? Being able to approach problems with a positive, solution-oriented mindset. Always look at problems that have solutions, okay? Always see that problems are problems that always have solutions. Anivarya solution එකක් කියලා දෙයක් තියෙනවා ඕනම problem එක. Right? Therefore, when you get problems, look at them positively and take them with a solution-oriented mindset. Emotional intelligence, this is very important. Self-awareness and self-regulation. Emotional intelligence means how to handle your emotions. Understanding your own emotions and reactions are being able to manage them in a way that positively impacts the team. I will tell you one of my examples, right? My experiences that I have gone through. I know a friend, she's very, sometimes I think that it is not really appropriate to a working place because she's very innocent to the core, right? Now, when you are working as a team or when you are working at a company or an organization, there should be some ways of being strict, and sometimes you may have to speak a little bit loud and be strict. There should be things like that. But this girl, she's very innocent, and some people take this as an advantage from her without even her knowledge. So don't be a victim like that. Do you understand? It's not that you have to be perfect with good qualities. Sometimes you may have to have some strict qualities in your life when you are working, right? Because you can't be always good to other people and get everything done smoothly. Sometimes you will have to be a little bit strict and get the things done for the benefit of the organization, not for you, right? Not for your benefit, but for the benefit of the organization. You may have to change some of your emotions. So if that is required, I'm not asking you to be a bad person, but then adapt your emotions accordingly. Emotional intelligence is that you should be intelligent enough how to use your emotions according to the situations. සමහරව ඉන්නවා නිකන් හොඳින් කතා කරත් they go for a fight. Right? They can't handle people. They are very weak at handling people. I have seen so many customers. They නිකන් simple දෙයක් කතා කරන්නේ පුදුම demand එකක් තියෙනවා. That is their weakness. Right? So that should not happen. You have to be very polite to whoever you talk. Emotional intelligence is that you should be aware of your emotions. If you are a person who gets angry, know that you are a person who gets angry very easily and try to minimize, try to decrease those emotions when you are working as a professional, because those are immaterial when it comes to working as a professional, right? Be a professional when you are working as a professional. So here, understanding your own emotions and reactions, that somehow we're not right? So you should be able to manage those emotions of yours. Suppose at a boardroom meeting, boardroom meeting එකේදී මොකක් හරි කියමු ගමන් එක පාට මේක කඳුළු Okay, so be a person who handles all that. Do you understand, Shehan, my dear? Okay. Right. Emotional intelligence. Being aware of how your behavior affects others and adjusting accordingly. You should know how your behavior affects others. Suppose you are a person who gets late every day, and if that affects your team members, you have to correct yourself. Be aware of how your behavior affects others. If that matters to your team members, you should be a member to correct yourself. Be humble enough to correct it. None of us are perfect. When I'm teaching this lesson, I also have my imperfections, but I should be aware of my imperfections and try to be better tomorrow. And more better day after tomorrow. It's not that some people say, "Me mage vidhiya, mehmai mama handle karane naha. Mage vidhiya kiyala kisima deyak naha." You can adapt yourself. Do you understand? So these are very important facts when it comes to working as a team. These are your personal skills that you have to improve when you are working as a team. Do you understand? What did we discuss? Personal skills needed to work as a team. That means these are the skills that you yourself have to look at and improve. Then, thama dihaga balla hadaganna ona skills thamai me. Self-management, adaptability and flexibility, problem solving and critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and finally, we have initiative and motivation. Taking proactive steps without needing constant direction. As a team member, you may not be given motivation all the time by your team members. You should be a person who is motivated to achieve the goals by yourself. Motivating oneself to keep working toward team goals even when things become difficult. Sometimes the journey is not a bed of roses with your team. However it is, you have to be a team member who is motivated and who is always working towards achieving the goals of your team. Do you understand? Right? And then finally, commitment and responsibility. This is very important. Being responsible as a team member, being committed to the task that you have been assigned. තමාට assign කරලා තියෙන task එකට committed වෙලා වැඩ කරන්න. Right? And taking the responsibility. Staying dedicated to the team's objectives and contributing to the completion of tasks. You have to contribute to achieve the goals. You have to committedly contribute to achieve the goals. And then being reliable and ensuring your part of the team's work gets done on time. As a team member, you should make sure that your part is completed by the end of the day, or at least by the towards the deadline. Right? Don't keep your team members waiting for you to complete your task. You finish it first, and if you have time, help the others as well. Right? So these are the personal skills that you should have as a team member when you are working as a team. Right? Now let's watch this video. Right.
Before the goals, before the targets, build the foundation.
Trust. That's the core, the center of gravity. Trust is what gives teams courage. Courage to make a mistake and to know that my team is... Because I'll do the same when it's my turn. Trust.
Trust is simple. I can rely on you, and you can rely on me. Trust means you care about our goals as much as I do. Trust means we're both accountable for our results. We celebrate our wins together, and we learn from our losses.
Companies that don't continue to experiment, companies that don't embrace failure, they eventually get in a desperate position.
Trust means that when we get knocked down, we get back up together.
When they're breaking out the champagne.
Trust is the invisible thread that binds the team together. And it's the foundation of all great teams. So how do we build it? Where does it come from? How long does it take, and how long can it last? Trust on up.
All of this leads to better team performance. So build your team.
If you do not have trust within your team, that is where everything starts collapsing. Vishwasayak නැති තැන team members අතර. It could be your family. It could be your working place. Wherever you go, if you do not have the trust, students, remember that is where things start to fall down. Okay. Interpersonal skills needed to work as a team. So now we looked at some of the personal skills that are necessary to work as a team. Now we are looking at some of the interpersonal skills that are needed to work as a team. First one, communication skills. In the video also they mentioned communication is key when it comes to working as a team. Active listening. මෙතන කතා කරනවා කියන එක නෙමෙයි. අහගෙන ඉන්නවා කියන එකයි වැදගත්. Listening to your team members is important, right? Fully concentrating on what others are saying without interrupting. Concentrate on what your team members are telling you, right? Don't go to comment. Clearly listen to them first. This shows respect and helps understand different viewpoints. When you listen to your team members, they know that there is a person to listen to them. And also you will understand different viewpoints of your team members. එකට විසඳුම හොයන්නේ. හැබැයි එයාට වැඩිය මෙයා මේ විදිහටයි මේ වගේ දෙයකට විසඳුම හොයන්නේ. You see different viewpoints of your colleagues if you listen carefully to them. Clear and concise expression. Communicating ideas and feedback clearly without ambiguity. When you want to say something to your teammates, be a person who says that directly to them, without telling it everywhere and without to the person. කියන්න ඕන හැමෝටම කියන්න අවශ්‍ය පුද්ගලයාට නැතුව. There's no point of doing that. Be a person who communicates directly to the person. Non-verbal communication. What is that? That is your facial expressions, your body language. Be mindful of body language, facial expressions and tone of voice. Sometimes you may be at a very good mood, but then your tone of voice will tell your teammates that you are very angry. And they may think that you are really angry, right? So when you are handling a team, you have to make sure of your verbal communication as well as your non-verbal communication. Do you understand, right? Being mindful of body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, which can significantly impact communication. So it can sometimes some people may get scared of the way that you talk, but sometimes you are not angry, but they feel that you are always in an angry mood. So then they will refrain from talking to you. They will not like to be with you in a way. Next one, open feedback. Giving open feedback to your colleagues. Both giving and receiving constructive feedback with a positive attitude. Remember, students, when you are working as a team, ගොඩක් අයට තියෙන දෙයක් තමයි කවුරු හරි ඔයාට ෆීඩ්බැක් එකක් දුන්නොත් ඒක පර්සනලි ගන්න. අපි හිතමු වෙලාවට වැඩට එන්න කියලා බොස් කියනවා. You take it very personally. If you should come early, then why don't you come early? Right? Suppose your boss asks you not to spend so much time on, scrolling Facebook and all that. Don't take it personally. Take it as a positive feedback to you. Right? A constructive feedback. Constructive feedback means feedback that helps to improve you. ගොඩාක් අයට වෙලා තියෙන දෙයක් තමයි එක්ක ගුරුවරයෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් එක්ක ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ බොස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් මැනේජර් වෙන්න පුළුවන් යාළුවෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් කිව්වොත් ඒක පර්සනලි ගන්න හැමතිස්සෙම. There are no personal discussions when it comes to the professional context. No. There are no personal discussions. Only constructive feedback. Do you understand? Take those feedback positive. And then we have respect and trust, which we discussed. Which we saw in the video as well. Respect for diverse perspectives. Always be a person who welcomes perspectives of your team members. Right? Do not ignore or humiliate the viewpoints of your team members. Understanding that people have different skills, experiences, and approaches, and valuing those differences. Some people can be very different than you. Okay? Now, for an example, some people may have different qualities than you. Just because they are different, it doesn't mean that they don't belong to your team. No, they do belong to your team. You should be a person who respects those differences. Right? Next one, building trust. Following through on commitments, being dependable and demonstrating integrity. When trust කියන එක නැති තැන කවදාවත් teamwork හරියට වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි? අපි හැමතිස්සෙම අපේ අනිත් colleagues ළම විශ්වාසය මතයි මේ හැමදේම වෙන්නේ. අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා දෙන deadline එකට එයා වැඩේ complete කරලා දෙයි. අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා අපි කියන දේක් මෙයා හැමතැනම තන තන ගිහිල්ලා කියන්නේ නැති වෙයි. දැන් සමහර වෙලාවට බස්ට වයින්නවා එහෙම කරනවනේ ඉතින් අපි හිතන්න අහගෙන ඉඳලා ඒ ටික බස්ට ගිහිල්ලා කියනවා. Where is the trust? So no. When there is trust, only we can do the collaboration and teamwork. Right? Don't be a person who lacks trust. Okay? Be always a person who is trustworthy. විශ්වාස කරන්න පුළුවන් පුද්ගලයෙක් වෙන්න හැමතිස්සෙම. Following through commitments, being dependable and demonstrating integrity. Integrity means always when you say something, you do that. If you say I can't do it, you can't do it. If you say that I will do it, please make sure that you do it because other people are keeping trust on you. Trust is the foundation of any strong team. It could be between two people. It could be between 10 people. It could be between 100 people. Trust is the key. So don't be a person who is not trustworthy. Whatever happens, work according to your words. Next one, inclusivity. What is that? Ensuring that all team members feel valued, heard, and included in team discussions and decisions. And Arisara Pedipane, Janadipatutumata, Arakshna Mandale meetings are 10 Kiandine. ඊට පස්සේ ඒවට ඉන්විටේෂන් නේ. ඊට පස්සේ තාම මොකක් හරි එකක් කියනවා නම් ඒකට එන්න කියන්නේ නේ. එයාගේ මොනවාද ඔපිනියන්ස් අපිට වැඩක් නැහැ. අපි මෙහෙම කරමු. No. If you are working as a team, whether those opinions will contribute to the progress of your team or not, always welcome all the viewpoints of your team. Sometimes everyone viewpoints වැඩක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. It's okay. But open a forum for them to contribute their ideas and viewpoints. Not that you reject them as soon as they say something. Do you understand? So, inclusivity. Make sure that you include them to your gang, to your team. They are not separate people. Okay? They are part of your team. There can be so many mismatches, but they are a part of your team. Inclusivity is important, including them in your team. Team orientation and support. For සමහර වෙලාවට කියනවානේ අලුතෙන් කෙනෙක් ගියාම ටික කාලයක් යනකම් එයාට එහෙම support එකක් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. වැටි නැගිටිනකම් බලන් ඉන්නවා, වැරදෙනකම් බලන් ඉන්නවා, බැනුම් අහනකම් බලන් ඉන්නවා. No. We are not doing those things. Those are not really good. And those are not really nice. Supporting one another is very important. Right? You may think, why should I help him or her? He has not helped me ever. It's okay. You are a team. Team orientation and support. Empathy and support. Empathy කියන්නේ මොකක්ද මෙතන? අනිත් අය වෙනුවෙන් තමාට තියෙන කරුණ ටීම් එකක් විදිහට වැඩ කරනකොට අනිවාර්යෙන්ම තියෙනවා. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ නම් කියන්න එපා ප්ලීස්. ඉස් හොඳටම වහිනවා ගම් වතුර ගලන අත අසයින්මන්ට් නොකර ලබන සතියේ කරමු. මම පව් කියලා එම්පති. මම බෝඩ්ුවෙන් ආවත් ළමයින්ට කමක් නැහැ. වෙන දවසක කරමු කියලා පෝස්ට්පෝන් කරනවා. That is simple. Setting an example before teaching you. Okay, empathy. When you are working as a team, try to understand and try to be empathetic towards your team members. They may go through many difficult situations in their life. You should have some empathy towards that. කරුණාව කියන කණිබාරෙන්න තියෙන ඕනේ team members ලා විදියට වැඩ කරනවා. Right? And also support. Support is very important. ඔයාට හිතන්න පුළුවන් ඇයි මම යනවා කරාට මම ඉන්නව පැත්තකට වෙලා කියලා. හැබැයි ඔයාට උදව්වක් ඕන වෙලාවට කවුරුත් නැති වුණාම තමයි තමාට තේරෙන්නේ. Remember students, when somebody needs help, only you need to go and help. When they don't need help, no need to go and help them. උදව්වක් අවශ්‍ය විදිහට තමයි උදව්ව කරන්න ඕනේ. උදව්ව අවශ්‍ය නැති වෙලාවට බොරුවට ගියාට වැඩක් නැහැ. ඒක හොඳට මම මගේ ළමයින්ටත් කියනවා මගේ ස්ටාෆ් එකේ මගේ අතේ තියෙන වැඩක් මම කියනවා නිකම් බොරුවට වැඩක් තියනවාද කියලා අහන් ඉන්න එපා වැඩ නැති දවසට. හැබැයි වැඩ ගොඩක් තියෙන දවසට පුළුවන් නම් කොට කොපි එකක් හරි ගහන්න ඇවිල්ලා උදව් කරන්න කියලා. When somebody needs support, give the support. If they don't need, they don't need to do it fast. මම දැක්කා තියෙනවා අර මේ Facebook message එකක් නෙමෙයි sorry මේ post එකක් කවුරු හරි දැන් අපි තුන් කාලයකට පස්සේ hello අපි මචං මොකක් හරි කියලා කොහොමද කියලා message එකක් දානවා. එතකොට එයාට අපි message එකක් දානවා උදව්වක් ඕන වුණාම තමයි මතක් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අනේ දැන් මට යාළුවෝ 10ක් ඉන්නවා. හැමදාම යාළුවෝ 10 දෙනාට මෙසේජ් කර ඉඳියොත් මට වෙන වැඩක් නැහැ. දව්වක් ඕන වුණාම තමයි අපි කතා කරන්නේ. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ විතර ගන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ කොච්චර යාළුවෝ ඒ හැමෝට ඕගොල්ලෝ වදයක් වෙනවා ඊට පස්සේ. ඔව්. ඒක අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. කෙනෙක් උදව්වක් ඉල්ලුවාම කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒ උදව්ව කරන්න. right? අපි කවුරුත් then සමහරක් වෙලාවට now my students are there CV එකට නම දාගන්න ඕන නම් කතා කරනවා විස්තරද මට සමහර ජීවිතේට කතා කරන්න බෑ මං කිව්වොත් දැන්ද මතක් වුණේ මාව නෑ ඕනේ නෑ මගේ නම වැඩක් නෑ ඒ ළමයා මට හැමදාම කතා කරන්න ගත්තොත් මට වෙන වැඩක් නෑ. Do you understand? These are very shallow ideas. Do you understand? When somebody needs help, please be kind enough to help. If they don't want help, then that means if they don't talk to them, that means they are happy. Right? They don't need your help. But if they're talking to you, they need your help. Help them. When you're working as a team, that is important. Have empathy towards your team and support your team. Then never, නිකන් අහන් ඉඳලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. ජීවිතයට අත්වතරමින් මේ qualities වලින් 3-4ක්වත් අද add කරගෙන මේවා practice කරා. නිකන් ඔහෙ වාඩි වෙලා ඉඳලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ, right? Collaborative mindset. Always think that you have to work as a team. හැමතිස්සෙම මතක තියාගන්න team එකකදී team එක විදිහට තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. දැන් සමහර වෙලාවට team එකේ මෙතන හොඳට වැඩ කරනවා. ගිහලා තව කෙනෙක් හම්බ වෙලා මේ ටීම් එකේ දාලා ඉතින් ඔක්කොම ගිහලා කියනවා එහා ටීම් එකට. ඒතකොට ඒ ටීම් එක අනේ ඔයා හොඳයි කියලා කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාට බයිනවා. ගිහලා කියන්නේ කෙනාට කියනවා හප්පෝ මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි මෙයා අරයාගේ ටීම් එක ගැන කතා කරේ කියලා. මම දන්නේ එක එක නම් කියනවා මට තේරෙන්නේ. So collaborative mindset. And then encouragement. Always be a person who encourage your team members to do better. If they are falling apart, be a person who brings them together and encourage them to reach their goals in their life as a team. Next one, patience and diplomacy. Patience කියන්නේ උපරිමයි අපේ මේ වෙනකොට. Patience කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? ඉවසීම. ඉවසන්න ඕන වෙලාවටම තමයි ඉවසන්න ඕන. Right? Patience and diplomacy. What do you mean by diplomacy, students? Now, some of you may not have undergone these situations. I, of course, have gone through these kind of situations a lot in my life. That means there are customers, there are arrogant customers, right? They come shouting at you. Sometimes it's their fault. දැන් මම පොඩි එක්සැම්පල් එකක් කියන්නම්කෝ. දැන් අපි හිතමු ඔන්න අපේ ඉන්නවනේ ළමයි. CS3 course application එක ඉවර වුණාට පස්සේ call කරලා අහනවා තාම application open ද කියලා. ඒකට එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි හිතමු අපිව හොයාගෙන වෙනවා division එකට ඇවිල්ලා කියනවා මට මේක දාන්න බැරි වුණා මේ දවස්වල මම දන්නේ නැහැ මේ වෙබ්සයිට් එක ස්ටක් වුණා අරක වුණා මේක වුණා ඔක්කොම. අපිට ප්ලේන් එක දාලාමයි කතා කරන්නේ. හැබැයි වෙලින්නම් එයා ඇප්ලයි කරලා තියෙන්නම 11:59ට 12ට ක්ලෝස් වෙන්නේ. Do you understand? එන්නම අපිට බැංගෙන්. But remember to maintain your diplomacy. සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුදුම තමක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. But it's not your fault. It's that what they have done. But remember to handle everything in a very diplomatic manner, right? Because this is always the professional context. ගෙදරත් එක්ක කතා බස් කරනවා වගේ අපිට professional context එකේ හැසිරෙන්න බෑ. Do you understand? Therefore, you have to be diplomatic. diplomatic, and patient. Sometimes there are students who call students, they may own an organization. You know, these customers, they call and just ask the same thing over and over again. I'll tell you one incident which happened last week. One of my colleagues, she received a phone call. That student, she asks the question and says, now okay, and keeps the phone. In the second, I calls. Imagine like 4 calls consecutively without asking it from one call. Do you understand? However those things happen, you have to be patient and you have to handle everything in a diplomatic manner, because these are not personal things for you to take. You are working as a team. If you are working as a team, take everything with patience and diplomacy, right? Patience, giving others the time they need to process information, share their thoughts, or complete their tasks. Sometimes a newcomer to your team may need some time to process what is happening there. Give them that time. Be patient. Diplomacy, navigating sensitive situations with tact and sensitivity to avoid misunderstanding or resentment within the team. So sometimes within the team, there could be people who need some support from you. Support them in a very diplomatic manner. Don't take anything personal, right? And then finally, conflict resolution. What do you mean by conflict resolution? Managing disagreements constructively. If there are disagreements among your team members, take them very constructively, take them very positively. Don't take them personally. කවුරුත් ඔය ප්‍රශ්න ගෙවල් වල ගෙනියන්නේ නැහැ. ඔෆිස් එකේදීම විසඳගෙන තමයි ගෙදර යන්නේ. No one is taking problems home. Take them as constructive disagreements. Constructive disagreements mean disagreements that help you to grow. Positive disagreements, right? Being able to address differences or conflicts without escalating tensions, finding a compromise or solution that benefits the team. Next one, empathy. I think I discussed this with you, so therefore I don't want to repeat it again. Neutrality. Staying calm and objective when addressing conflicts, ensuring fairness. Then, what's the problem? Any conflict? Are you solving any conflicts? What's the problem? My daddy, what's the problem? What question? Can I? Hey? I have some? Mama, the question. Oh, the birthday. What again? I don't know. I don't know. I get into life. Asan ko na nagiging ako. Right? Right. Next week we'll do until 7. ఇక్కడ దాంట్లో క్యూఆర్ තමයි. Online करता What are we going to do? Next week we'll do until 6:30. And the other half an hour we'll craft until 6:30. Huh? Very good, my son. බලන්න පරිසරයෙන් බහැර යන්න That's my boy. Paswati is ever ready to do business communication for life. ඉස්සර අමාරුයි මේ මොකද කවෙන්ට හොඩ වෙන්න දෙයක් නැති තියෙනවා අත අමාරු වෙනවා අමාරුයි අත වෙනකම් ඔකල වත්මුණක් කියන බැඳගෙන ඉන්න අම්මට කියලා අද හත වෙනකම් තියනවා කියලා අපි කරමු නෙක්ස්ට් වීක් ඒකත් මගේ පොකට් එකේ ඒක CA එකේ වැඩ කරන්නේ ඒක මක්ස් පොකට් එකේ That's good because you know it's not like conversations. Right. Coming back to this one, half an hour. We just complete this one and I'll send you home. Okay. Conflict and resolution. What did I tell you about conflict and resolution? Managing the disagreements constructively. Take everything very positively, right? And then empathy, neutrality. Collaboration and cooperation. Working together and also having cooperation among yourselves. Team-oriented attitude. Always think that you are working as a team and you don't have any personal agendas. All of you are working towards the betterment of your company or to reach one of the goals. Remember that. No one is having any personal agendas when it comes to working as a team, right? But valuing the success of the team over personal gain and contributing your ideas, skills, and time. Shared decision making. When it comes to making decisions, students, always remember to ask your friends about these decisions, about your colleagues. How are we going to face it? You are not the only person who is taking decisions. Take feedback from your team. team members. That will be helpful. And then sharing credit and recognizing others. අර ගොඩක් තැන්වල තියෙනවානේ හොඳ වෙනකොට තමාට ගන්නවා. හැබැයි මොනවා හරි වැරදෙනකොට මම නෙමෙයි මගේ ටීම් එක කියන්න බෑ. Right? In both situations, you have to take the responsibility as a team member. Sharing credit. If you get the credit, please don't forget to share it among all your team members. She contributed to this success in this way. She contributed in this way. That is how we achieve this goal. Always make sure to give the deserved credit to your team members, and then recognizing others. Acknowledging others' contributions and successes, fostering a supportive environment. Okay, foster a supportive environment that will help others also to progress. And then finally, look at this one. Read it. When you are working as a team, you saw that communication is very important. What are the tips for improving communication skills? And there I have given 7 C's of good communication. How can you improve your communicating skills, students? Communicate කරනවා කියන්නේ තමාම කතා කරනවා කියන එක පමණක් නෙමෙයි. As I explained to you, listening to your team members is very important, right? So practice active listening. We did active listening when we were in semester 1, if you can remember, right? Listening actively to your colleagues. Use clear and concise knowledge and language. So you have to tell your message very directly to your friends or colleagues or whoever it is. Direct communication is important. Use non-verbal communication effectively. When you are using your body language, when you are using the tone of your voice, make sure that it matches with what you say, right? Pay attention to your audience. Your audience means your colleagues. Pay attention to them. If they are trying to deviate from your team, make sure to take them back to your team. Be aware of cultural differences, right? So in a team, there could be people who are coming from very different cultures. They can be of the same race, they can be of the same nationality, but they can be of different cultures, right? So be aware of those differences. Always respect the differences of your team members. Please respect. Next one, manage your emotions. When you are working as a team, this is very important. Managing your emotions. තරහ ගියපු හරියට කාටවත් කෑ ගහන්න අපිට බෑ when we are in a professional context. දුක හිතුණ හරියට අපිට ඒ වෙලෙම අඬාගෙන නැතෙන්න බෑ when we are in a professional context, right? You should be able to manage your emotions. Next one, seek feedback. Always be a person who is looking for good feedback, constructive feedback, right? For improvement. Feedback කියන එක personally ගන්න නැතුව තමා improve වෙන්න විතරක් feedback කියන එක ගන්න. Then you know you will not have any disappointments. What about this one? When you are communicating, always be clear. Talk to the point. දැන් උදාහරණ අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. දැන් අපි හිතමු මොකක් හරි කෙනෙක් late වෙනවා කියන එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ address කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට එයාගේ අතීතයේ වෙච්ච දේවලුයි දැන් එයාගේ ඒවයි පෞල් පසුබිමයි, those are not relevant. Talk to the point, address the relevant issue. We do not need other unnecessary immaterial things. Considerate. What do you mean by considerate? Take the audience into consideration. Think about your audience. Always remember you are not the only person who is taking decisions. There are other people in your team. Involve them also in when it comes to taking decisions and considerations. Concrete. Be clear and specific. When you want to get something done, be very clear about your objectives and let them know what you want from them. Accuracy of facts. When you are giving facts to your team members, always be accurate. Don't give false information to your team members. Then somehow we allow the situations කියන කොලන් අපි හිතමු මෙන්න මෙහෙම. කියනවා කවුරු හරි කතා කර ඉන්නවා දකින්නවා. ඒගොල්ලෝගේ මොනවද කියන්නේ අතපය හැසිරෙන විදිහෙන් මූණවල වලින් පොඩි රණ්ඩුවක් වගේ. කියලා ටීම් එකට මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? නෑ රණ්ඩු වෙනවා මෙහෙමයි කියලා. But then actually it was not an argument. Right? So when you give false information to your team, it can lead to different directions, right? And then things can happen or things can happen around. Always when you are giving information, make sure those information that you are giving to your team is correct, not incorrect information or false information. Concise. Concise means short and brief. Short and concentrated, short and with lot of information. Finally, next, complete. Give a complete message to them. And courteous. Courteous means being respectful. So these are some of the ways that you can maintain good communication. Being courteous, giving complete information, concise, correct, concrete, considerate, and clear. Okay, these are some of the ways that you can clearly communicate. Look at these two pictures. What can you say about them? First picture, what do you mean by a team? So, when you're working as a team, it should include support. This is a cycle, right? This does not end. This is a cycle. It goes on forever. Support. There should be a mission to your team, then teamwork, here partnership, collaboration. It will also lead to teamwork. Apart from partnership, there's going to be relationships as well when you're working as a team. That is another kind of relationship. How about this one? Team. Together, everyone achieves more. Right? Team means working together. So with that, I'm going to end my session on collaboration and teamwork. Right? Collaborating mindset and team working. You have to mark attendance, right? I have ample of lessons to do. Our lessons over the piano. Karatu kota. Okay, mark your fingers, please.
Teacher present in that.
Pardon?
Teacher 24th May here is. Other 25th May.
What? Yes, yes. Very bad. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Have a great Okay.
Yes.
Shall we do a small activity? Five minutes activity. Okay. Yes, that's my girl. Okay, have all of you scan this one. Fill in the blanks. मैं बोर्ड के बारे में मोहल्ले किया नहीं answers. हमारी कॉलेज हॉस्पिटल में बहुत आदत है हम फर्क करा I say I don't know height 6 o'clock I'm sending right my students joining online is it okay did you scan your attendance okay Hansi Rashmi Good. Done. Okay. Yeah, did you see that I have uploaded an activity exercise for you to do? You have to do that, huh? Tell me the answers for this one. Very easy. Tell me the answers for this one. Simple. No need to write, just tell me the answers. Look, can you see all of you? That's true. Can you see the letters? Look at it and tell me the answers. First think what the answers are and then tell me. Application. First one, they received 50 applications from secretarial post that they advertised. Okay. So, applications. Why is it not good? I can't do it wrong. Okay, it's fine. Applications and then some new employer wrote to her old employers to ask for written references. Only include certificates of your qualifications if employers ask for them. You have got the right qualifications, but we are looking for someone with more experience of this type of job. Could you help me to fill in this form? Fill in this form. Challenging job is difficult, but satisfying at the same time. They need a person. They need a creative person. Creative person. Creative person for this job. Okay, someone with lots of fresh ideas. We'll have to lay off most staff if we don't get some more orders. I don't want to work for someone else. I'd like to work freelance. That means you're not working under a boss. He blanked his own internet company and now he is a millionaire. He set up his own internet company. The company pays your blank into your bank account at the end of each month. Salary. If you work extra hours, the company will pay you for overtime. She doesn't have a job. She's been unemployed for nearly 2 years. She went to the vacancy employment agency to find out if there were any vacancies for sales executive. All right. Now, what did we learn today? What did we learn today? Yeah? Teamwork and what was the topic? Teamwork and collaborative mindset. Somehow the may then give the collaborative mindset, okay? And now what you have to do is, I will be uploading the tunes that I will be using next week. Please be ready with that. Go through them. I have uploaded some exercises for you to do. Please do them also. No jokes this time. Semester 1 right? Your paper is going to be heavy and take this seriously and do a good job. Do you understand? Yes. All right. I'll see you next week then. Go home safe. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. My students are joining online. I'll see you next week then.